Annie, can you please call the roll?
Mayor Paulin,
Here.
Vice Mayor Satula,
Here.
Councilman Smith, Town Manager Hicks.
Here.
All right, Councilman Smith has been excused today. He couldn't be here because his flight is, well, today. So he's not able to make it over here. All right, moving on to the approval of minutes, October 2 town meeting minutes, October 25 work session minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept the meeting minutes and then the session minutes too.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Sorry. Moving on to reports of officers, boards, and committees. First, the permits report.
Building use and occupancy sign permits are issued during the month of October 2017. Building permits, October 2nd, Clinton Fence for Bonnie Hufty, 2 Meadowside Court for a fence. October 6th, Superior Fireplace for Wayne Higdon, 304 Bland Drive, freestanding pellet stove. October 18th, Long Fence for Melinda Powell, 1 Kearney Way for a deck. October 25th, Angela Bachman, 603 Indian Head Avenue for a fence. October 31st, Scott Creelman, 4820 Strauss Avenue for a fence. There was 1 use and occupancy permit, October 25th, Wayne Higdon, 304 Bland Drive, for the freestanding pellet stove. There were no temporary use and occupancy permits, no demolition permits, no grading permits, no sign permits, and no temporary sign permits.
All right, thank you very much, Annie. Moving on to the finance report. Ginger?
October 2017 finance report. Beginning cash balance, $243,326.50. Total revenues, $629,964.24. Total expenditures, $295,714.33, with an ending cash balance of $577,576.41. Total investments, $1,034,671.83. Any questions?
All right, moving on to town manager, code enforcement, and planning commission reports. Ryan?
Town Managers Report, October 2017. Boardwalk. State has approved the funding from a 50-50 match to an 80-20 match, which means the state will contribute $3.3 million towards the project. Currently working to renew all permits. Hope to begin work in spring 2018. The town will be taking over the DHCD grant as it relates to the properties outside the base gate. The work will be completed this month. All that remains is paving the lot. Online bill pay is operational. Link via the town's website. Village Green restrooms. NEPA documentation is almost complete. This needs to be completed before the project can be advertised. Work to begin spring 2018. Leaf vacuum truck. The leaf vacuum began on November the 1st and will continue until January 1st or the first significant snowfall. And last but not least, the restrooms at Manley Park are closed for the season. Code enforcement report, October 2017. The town issued 21 notices of violations during the month. 11 grass and weeds, 1 grass and weeds fine, 1 property maintenance, 3 vehicle violations, 1 vehicle fine, 2 open burning violations, 1 rubbish and garbage, and 1 premises identification violation. The town also performed 46 rental inspections during the month. Planning Commission report, October 2016. The Planning Commission approved a shed at 4640 Strauss Avenue and discussed the town council's vision for the town.
All right, thank you very much, Ryan. Moving on to the Bureau of Fire Prevention report. Wayne?
Good evening, everybody. Jeff's still teaching classes. I don't know when the guy's going to slack off, but he's working himself to death. But he's over the plate tonight, teaching some new recruits. For the month of October, we had 23 fire responses, 11 in the town, and 12 mutual aid, which is outside the town limits. We had 36 EMS calls for various injuries and sicknesses. Training for the month, 120 person hours throughout the department, drills, Maryland Fire and Rescue, and other agencies. Fire prevention activities were a success. We visited a school and put on a good program for the students at the Indian Head Elementary School. And then we topped that off with an open house on Saturday, October 14th. So that wasn't too bad. We was hoping more people would have showed up, but I don't know. Everybody slept in, I guess. Our new ladder tower, we got some pictures of it floating around. It's going to be in and within the fire chief says in 2 or 3 weeks. So we went up and had a final inspection on it. It was October 24th and 25th up in Clintonville, Wisconsin. It was fairly nice weather, a little bit of choppiness in the air, but we inspected if there's any bugs or anything that had to be corrected. They were going to do it there before they brought it down. And I understand the day after we left, they got snow, so we got out there just in time. So the truck's going to cost $1.2 million. It'll be financed county taxes and fundraisers. The life of a truck is usually 20 years. Ladder trucks, pumpers for this side of the county. We'll be selling our older ladder truck, which is 24 years old, so we'll see what we can get for a price. Lettering and striping will be done at the firehouse. That's why it looks plain now, but we'll have it lettered and everything here. Local contractor can do it a lot cheaper than up there. So we'll be training our crews on the new truck and the drivers as well. So if you see this fire truck running through your neighborhood, that's what we're doing. We're getting the guys to learn how to drive it without taking out a car on the side of the roads, basically. So, and as usual, we're always in need of volunteers. We're up there every Thursday evening, either for drills or a meeting. Just drop in at 7:30, and we'll show you around. And if you want to help, we'll sign you up. Any other questions? Nope. Okay.
Moving on to community affairs. Karen?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
We held our Trunk to Trunk on October 31st, and hope everybody had a great time. We had a good, probably about 600 trick-or-treaters, 22 cars that gave out candy very generously, I might add. Hopefully we'll be able to grow it a little bigger next year and get more cars, more people in the community involved. We had a number of churches that joined in and some organizations along with some of our Old Faithful residents that came up with their trunks full of candy. We also had our second annual joint craft fair with the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary and the town, and that was held on Saturday, November 4th, and from what I hear, it was a big success. I think we had 43 crafters, I believe, and we heard lots of nice compliments. And we do have one scheduled. Our second annual spring craft fair is scheduled for April 7th, 2018. Veterans Day ceremony and lunch is this Thursday, November 9th, here inside the Village Green Pavilion at 11 a.m. It's open to the public, it's free, and it's a very nice afternoon, or actually morning, to recognize our veterans of our military that work so hard for us and dedicate their lives to us. You have one more opportunity for a free countywide hazardous, household hazardous waste collection and recycling for 2017, and that will be on Saturday, December 2nd at the Department of Public Works on Audie Lane off of Radio Station Road, and they take all kinds of different kinds of hazardous household waste. And if you have any questions, you can contact them at 301-932-3599. Coming up on I'm trying to stay in November, sorry. Our Community Activities Committee meeting, we could not hold in October. We do need to have one to finish out the year, so we are meeting on Tuesday, November 14th at 7 p.m. here in the pavilion. Then the last Charles County Sheriff's Office community event is the Citizen Advisory Council meeting, which is Wednesday, November 15th, 7 p.m. at American Legion Post 82 in La Plata, and that is open to the public. And moving right into December, which is right around the corner, the annual tree lighting program is Tuesday, December 5th at 7 p.m. here in the pavilion. It's holiday music from the bands and choruses of Indian Head Elementary, General Smallwood, and Henry E. Lackey schools. We have refreshments. Of course, Santa comes in on the fire truck, thanks to our lovely and wonderful volunteers from Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department, and that officially kicks off the Christmas season here in the town. Then we have gingerbread house making classes, which is our 23rd year. Friday, December the 8th from 6 to 10. Sunday, December 10th from 1 to 5 here in the pavilion. It's for adults and children 5 years and older. And pre-registration and payment is required. Class sizes are limited. The Holiday Festival follows on Tuesday, December the 12th from 6 to 9. We have live entertainment featuring the Indian Head Dance Company and also the Southern Maryland line dancing ladies. We'll have children's activities, homemade refreshments, hot apple cider, and of course the Painter families running antique train display, and our gingerbread house contest, and we'll have some local crafters and vendors selling some of their things, some great things for Christmas. Admission is $1 at the door for all ages, and all donations and proceeds collected are given to NETS, which is Neighbors Eager to Serve program, which benefits the needs of the individuals and families on the western side of the county. We will have photos with Santa as well. Community dinner memorial ribbon ceremony is Saturday, December 16th from 6 to 8 here in the pavilion. It's a free community dinner open to the public. If you would like to purchase memorial ribbons for the ceremony, you can do so by calling me or emailing me or coming by the town hall. Ribbon deadline to place order is Wednesday, December 13th, as is the RSVP for the dinner. The ribbons are $2 donation per ribbon or 6 for $10, but they're not required if you just want to come to the dinner. It's co-hosted by the Town of Indian Head and the Indian Head United Methodist Church. From the community, a night of jazz on Saturday, January 13th, 2018 from 7 to 9:30 at the Black Box Theater. It's a $30 charge. Comedy, smooth jazz sounds, fun, light refreshments, and silent auction. Proceeds will support Impact Ministries outreach programs. There's some flyers. There's actually flyers for everything on the back table, including that. And also, I left out Kris Kringle Christmas Market at the Charles County Fair. That's from December 8th through the 10th, and that's part of the Charles County 2017 Holiday Trail. And everything I just talked about, there's flyers and cards on the back table for you to take home with you. And the only one I don't have, but I will for December, is don't forget the volunteer fire department from Indian Head does their annual Santa run on the fourth Saturday, December 23rd, and it starts around 5:30, 6 o'clock through the town. So other than that, I don't have anything. Anybody have any questions? Questions? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, moving along to the community policing report. Officer Bryant.
Good evening. Just wanted to touch on a couple of things that are happening in the neighborhood. Obviously, let's start with the elephant in the room, or on the village green, as it were. Many of you saw when you came in, there was an increased number of us outside today. We had received a report of destruction of property via some children throwing rocks at vehicles as they passed by. One vehicle was damaged that we're aware of at this point. We were able to apprehend multiple juveniles, and they are currently being charged right now. In addition to that, I wanted to touch on another destruction of property, which it was a joint investigation with the state fire marshal down at the village green, at the boat ramp down at Mattingly Park. There was significant damage done to one of the piers, and that is going to be handled by the state fire marshal. So if anybody has any information about that, that was on October 8th at about 2:30 in the morning. If anybody has any information, they can either contact myself, the sheriff's office, or straight with the state fire marshal. Any questions about any of that? Okay, and the last thing, with Thanksgiving, Black Friday right around the corner, all the Christmas shopping, I just want everybody to be aware. Make sure we're being smart about using intelligent websites. Use ones that are trusted. If you are going out to the stores and buying things, make sure that you're hiding as well as locking up your valuables. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Officer, I have one question.
Yes.
Any updates on the subway robbery? Has it been apprehended, or what's the status on that? Do you know?
That is currently under investigation as far as I'm aware.
Thank you.
Moving on, briefings, none. However, we do have presentations and recognitions. First of those being the proclamation for Municipal Government Works Month.
The mayor and council of the town of Indian Head proclaim November to be Municipal Government Works Month, whereas the town was incorporated in 1920, and whereas Maryland is home to 156 other municipalities, and whereas municipal government represents the most responsive level of government, allowing citizens to have direct access to elected officials, and whereas in an effort to educate citizens about municipal government and the importance of their participation, the town of Indian Head is proud to promote municipal government awareness, and whereas the municipalities have enhanced the quality of life for their respective residents, maintaining natural and historic sites and structures, and helping to make Maryland a great place to live, work, play, and explore. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and council of the town of Indian Head, Maryland, hereby join the Maryland Municipal League in declaring November to be Municipal Government Works Month in Indian Head, signed this 6th day of November, 2017.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept this proclamation for Municipal Government Works Month for the month of November.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Moving on to recognition of the Community Activities Committee volunteers.
As I call your name, please come up, and you'll be greeted by the mayor and the vice mayor. But then please take your certificate and walk over here so we can all stay together and take a picture, okay? Margaret Champagne. Hopefully these will be... Margaret is a 22-year CAC volunteer, and she's also active in the Women's Club of Charles County, Order of the Eastern Star, and the Meals on Wheels program. Janet Fogel. Lord. She's a 10-year CAC volunteer, active in the American Legion Post 82 in La Plata, Potomac Heights Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary. She knits year-round for charitable organizations who donate their handmade gems to local folks in need. Betty Hamrick was not able to be here. So Brenda Hayes, 8-year volunteer. She's active in the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary, the Potomac Heights Recreation Committee, and weekly bread runs on the western side of the county, just to name a few things that she does. And we have Miss Ruby Hayes. Yes, there's no money involved. There's no cash prizes, sorry. Ruby is also an 8-year volunteer for community activities. She's also active in the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary, Potomac Heights Recreation Committee, and the weekly bread run on the western side of the county. Thank you. Bunny Seiler. In addition to being a busy worker for the town of Indian Head, she is a 5-year community activities volunteer, and she's also active in the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary. Aaron Smith couldn't be here tonight. Mary Lee Smith. Mary Lee is an 11-year community activities volunteer. She's active in the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary and the Indian Head Church of the Nazarene, just to name a few things. And we have Joanne Sullivan. She is a 5-year community activities volunteer. She's active in the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary and the Indian Head Elementary School PTO. Debbie Wedding. A 4-year CAC volunteer, also active in Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary, and I believe you're with the Indian Head Moose Lodge as well. Don't you do some things with them? Yes. And the American Legion, my apologies. And Gail Welch was not able to be here. Donald Willett. He is a 10-year CAC volunteer, active in the Potomac Heights Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary. He's also a board member for Potomac Heights Mutual Homeowners Association, the chairperson for the Potomac Heights Recreation Committee, and that's just to name a few things he does as well. Then we have Miss Edna Kaywood. She's a 4-year community activities volunteer, active in the Potomac Heights Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary, the American Legion Post 82, and the Potomac Heights Recreation Committee. Miss Patsy Cornell, a 4-year CAC volunteer. I believe you're active in are you with the Ladies Auxiliary for Potomac Heights? No, but you just help out when you can. And you also help out at the Potomac Heights Recreation Committee. Miss Kay is not here this evening. What'd I call you?
Cornell.
Oh, Cornell. Oh, it's spelled Cornell. I'm sorry, Miss Patsy Cornell for the record. I'm sorry. Miss Kay's not here. Our new member, Emileeh Henry, we welcome her. She joined us in September, and we look forward to working with her on some town events. Not everyone's met her quite yet. And then we have Dijon Mack, who couldn't be here tonight, but he's a student at College of Southern Maryland, but he's been volunteering with us every year for 13 years now, since he was in elementary school. He's a really quiet kid, and he's a behind-the-scenes kind of kid, but he's awesome, and I wanted to recognize him. Mary Hashhagen, Thellery Mack, Margie Posey, who is a charter member of this committee and also a former councilwoman for the town, Margaret Johnson, she had been active